Your local radar, showing any precipitation and its movement during the past 90 minutes. Intensity is indicated by the color code at the top of the screen.
This hazardous weather outlook is for portions of East Arkansas, the Missouri Boot Heel, North Mississippi, and West Tennessee. Afternoon and evening. Damaging winds are the primary threat, though a tornado is also possible. In addition, locally heavy rainfall could occur which may lead to flash flooding of low-lying, poor drainage, or urban areas. Spotter information statement. Activation of storm spotters and emergency management will likely be needed this afternoon and into Thursday, as well as on Saturday afternoon and evening. Here is your National Weather Service forecast for the Birmingham listening area. This afternoon, partly cloudy with chance of showers and slight chance of thunderstorms. Near steady temperature in the lower 70s. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, showers and chance of thunderstorms. Lows in the upper 60s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 90%. Thursday, cloudy. Showers likely and slight chance of thunderstorms in the morning, then chance of showers and slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 70s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 70%. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. Chance of showers and slight chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Near steady temperature in the lower 60s. Southwest winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Friday, showers likely and slight chance of thunderstorms. Highs in the mid-70s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 70%. Friday night, cloudy. Chance of showers and slight chance of thunderstorms in the evening, then chance of showers after midnight. Near steady temperature in the upper 60s. Chance of rain 50%. New Year's Day, showers likely and slight chance of thunderstorms in the morning, then showers and chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the mid-70s. Chance of rain 90%. Saturday night, much colder. Mostly cloudy. Rain showers and chance of thunderstorms in the evening, then chance of rain showers after midnight. Lows around 40. Chance of rain 90%. Sunday, much cooler. Partly cloudy. A 20% chance of rain showers in the morning. Highs in the mid-40s. Sunday night, colder. Mostly clear. Lows in the mid-20s. Monday, sunny. Highs in the mid-40s. Monday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 20s. Tuesday, partly cloudy. Highs in the lower 50s. The current time is 3:32 p.m. Central Standard Time. These are the 3 p.m. observations for the local area on Wednesday, December 29th. At Birmingham, it was mostly sunny. The temperature was 77 degrees, with a dew point of 67 degrees. The relative humidity was 71%. The wind was southwest, at 17 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.83 inches, and falling. At Tuscaloosa, it was partly sunny. The temperature was 81 degrees, with a dew point of 63 degrees. The relative humidity was 54%. The wind was south, at 10 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.78 inches, and falling. At Anniston, it was sunny. The temperature was 77 degrees, with a dew point of 64 degrees. The relative humidity was 64%. The wind was southwest, at 7 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.83 inches, and falling. At the Shelby County Airport, it was mostly sunny. The temperature was 80 degrees, with a dew point of 63 degrees. The relative humidity was 55%. The wind was south, at 12 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.81 inches, and falling. And now, here are some other observations from around the region. It was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 73 at Atlanta, and 79 at Columbus, Mississippi. It was partly sunny, with a temperature of 76 at Gadsden, 63 at Huntsville, and 62 at Decatur. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 79 at Montgomery, and 62 at Nashville. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for the counties served by the National Weather Service Office in Birmingham. For outlook through tonight, strong to severe thunderstorms are likely across central Alabama this afternoon and into tonight, mainly for areas north of I-85. Damaging wind gusts are the primary threat, although a few tornadoes are possible. The tornado threat area is mainly along and north of I-20. The unseasonably warm and moist conditions will provide fuel for any storms to produce periods of heavy rainfall and localized flooding. The main flooding threat area is along and north of I-20. And now the extended outlook for the period Thursday through Tuesday. Strong to severe thunderstorms are possible along and south of the I-20 corridor on Thursday, with damaging winds the main threat. Strong to severe thunderstorms are also possible across central Alabama Saturday afternoon and evening. Damaging winds are the primary threat, though a tornado is also possible. In addition, locally heavy rainfall could occur which may lead to flash flooding of low-lying, poor drainage, or urban areas. Spotter information statement: activation of storm spotters and emergency management will likely be needed.
corridor there. Georgia, again, a big area right now with the potential for a lot of nasty weather. And this is the future radar showing that, Jackie, it's going to be continuing well into the overnight hours. And we got a lot to track for severe weather this week and going right into the weekend as well.
Yeah, so we want to just start really giving people a big heads up about New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, because our big storm that's already working its way into the west is going to start to track eastward. And this is going to bring a lot of snow to some parts of the plains and more severe weather across parts of the southeast. So this, first of all, I want to show you is a Euro model, and it kind of shows you the storm as it goes coast to coast. This is going to be pivoting out of the southwest. Here you can see the area of low pressure upslope into the Colorado Rockies, so they could get some big snow numbers. Snow then pushes across parts of the plains, severe into the southeast, and then works its way up into the northeastern parts of the country, starting out with rain on I-95 and then finishing off with snow as we head into your Sunday. Now, this is the GFS model depicting that low in a similar location, but going a little bit slower and kind of lingering across the southwest, and then ejecting out of Oklahoma, moving up towards the Ohio River Valley and into the northeast with a little bit more of an inside slider. So there are some discrepancies between the two models, but our confidence is high that this is going to be a potent storm bringing heavy snow, the Wasatch and the Rockies in particular. Some big numbers here. This is great news for Colorado, but still some question marks in the plains. We've kind of blended our models together to give you a better idea of the forecast. I think the 8 to 12 is going to be few and far between, but I do like this zone as a sweet spot. Southern Iowa, northern parts of Missouri for some of the heaviest accumulations. Places like Kansas City and Chicago could end up with some big numbers potentially out of this, but know that this snowfall forecast will fluctuate a little bit in the days to come. Be prepared and stay with the Weather Channel all evening. Download our app on your TV. Existing cable and satellite subscribers can get Weather Channel on Roku and Fire Stick in your smart TV. This holiday, Verizon has the deal that gets better and better and better.
Get iPhone 13 Pro on us when you trade in your old or damaged phone.
Here, the phone everyone wants on America's most reliable network. Better?
Better.
That's not all. The new iPhone and up to 7 entertainment subscriptions for your family, like Apple Music, Apple Arcade, and more. Better?
Better.
Not done. The new iPhone, the entertainment, and up to $1,000 when you switch. This year, holiday better with Verizon, because everyone deserves better.
Men everywhere are now cutting their hair at home. Are you? Introducing MicroTouch Titanium Trim, the all-new at-home hair cutting tool and precision groomer. Just a trim or a full haircut. Now, cutting hair is as easy as combing hair.
It's the only way to cut your hair by yourself. I don't know how people can do it with clippers. It's impossible. With this, it's way easier.
I did this at home. If you can comb it, you can cut it. Simple.
Titanium Trim reinvents everything with a revolutionary design that positions the blades on the side just like a comb, making it easy to cut your own hair with confidence. Now, if you can comb it, you can cut it. Snap on a comb to dial in the perfect length for your style, long, medium, or short, and just comb and cut for pro-level results at home.
I just pop on that comb and I get a perfect trim every time. I literally can't make a mistake. I can give myself a professional at-home haircut how I like it.
Sometimes I just need a little bit off, and that's what's great about this product. You have these guards, and you just take a little bit off. Okay, I'm good.
Now, if you can comb it, you can cut it. Snap off the comb and edge sideburns and beards, or clear your neck and shoulders with zero irritation. And look, Titanium Trim extends a full 40 millimeters for those hard-to-reach areas. Nothing else comes close.
I thought it was really cool that it can extend. It really helps.
That extra little extension made it so easy. I would never use any other clippers. This is the one to use.
Micro-polished stainless steel blades bonded with titanium, precision-engineered comb attachments, built-in extension handle with a non-slip grip and LED spotlight. Just comb it and cut it with MicroTouch Titanium Trim. Order online now at titaniumtrim.com or call 1-800-453-1220.
Nobody can get to their barber as much as they'd like anymore, but now you don't have to.
If you don't have it, you better get it.
The revolutionary, all-new MicroTouch Titanium Trim.
Selling a home is expensive and stressful, so we set out to create a better home selling experience with a network of the most successful real estate agents in America that'll sell your home for as little as a 2% commission.
The icing on the cake with the Ideal Agent was that we saved $12,000 in commission.
We would definitely use Ideal Agent again. The whole process was so positive for us.
Excellent service. Getting right to the point, hiring Ideal Agent, I wish we would have done that sooner, and we would have saved 6 months of time and mortgage payments that would have probably never happened if we would have just gone with them first.
They were so stress-free. The whole process was amazing, and I would definitely recommend them.
We certainly recommend Ideal Agent now to all of our family, all of our friends. It's just a great experience.
We are not a discount brokerage. These are top local agents that'll get you the best results.
Right now on Storm Center, we're tracking dangerous storms that are firing up in the southeast. From Louisiana to the Carolinas, strong storms and tornadoes are possible. We have a torcon of 5 for parts of northern Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and northwest Georgia. I'm meteorologist Jackie Jarris, along with meteorologist Chris Warren. He's on the radar tonight, so let's get straight to Chris for the very latest on where the storms are popping up right now. Hey, Chris.
Hello to you, Jackie. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now on the radar and the fact that we're not seeing as much as we were a little bit earlier. However, what I don't like is that we're expecting a lot more. Here's what's going on right now. Still a severe thunderstorm warning. This appears to be breaking up a little bit. It's not completely done yet, so there is still the chance for 60-mile-an-hour winds and some large hail associated with this storm right here. Severe thunderstorm warning, Bolivar and Sunflower counties. You can see this is getting closer to Cleveland right here. This is in Mississippi, and showing you now the broad view, and this across much of the southeast, this whole area in here, more storms are expected throughout the course of this evening and into the nighttime overnight hours. This is the severe thunderstorm threat area where there's also going to be part of what makes them severe is the tornadoes. Tornado watch in effect here from the Storm Prediction Center. This stretch right here in effect until 7 o'clock, and then the area over here into Alabama and Tennessee and even into Georgia is in effect until 10 o'clock this evening, and then there's a threat for storms even overnight. Here's that severe thunderstorm warning again north of Greenville, Mississippi. A closer look at this shows you some of the terrain it's heading over right now, going over Highway 8. It looks like it's going to be going right near Cleveland or just about to that area. A lot of lightning associated with this, now moving away from Memphis, and up here, flash flood warning remains in effect, including Brownsville. Reports of some flooding in that area. The rain has since let up quite a bit. Not necessarily the story here outside of Nashville. You can see some storms heading your way. Nothing severe at the moment, but what we do see is a lot of very heavy rain and a lot of lightning associated with that. Severe weather also possible down here ahead of the main line, and we see showers and even some thunderstorms here north of Panama City going over Interstate 10 for a pretty sloppy drive. Moving now just east of Columbus, Georgia, a thunderstorm with quite a bit of lightning associated with it. Okay, so give you a quick idea of how this is going to play out. Just showing you this very quickly to give you an idea that this is going to be lasting a long time. The threats continuing and possibly returning for some areas during the overnight hours here. A closer look at the forecast. Here's Huntsville, Torcon of 5, 4 and a 3 north of Chattanooga. The timing for this also showing that we're going to see these storms going after dark through Huntsville between 7 and 8 o'clock. Here's Chattanooga now around 8 o'clock. It moves through and continues off into southwest, and then coming from the east, more storms possible. Now here's 2, 3 o'clock, and unfortunately it does appear this could be a multiple round of heavy rain and thunderstorms, which means flash flooding is certainly going to be a possibility in some of these areas. Again, tornado threat also for the Atlanta metro area, especially north and northwest, with storms coming through and lasting during a lot of the overnight hours. In fact, even some of the rain may be picking up if this high-resolution future radar, this computer model, is correct. We could have an ongoing flood issue with a highly populated, highly urbanized area like Atlanta first thing in the morning.
Yeah, and we could see that a couple of days in a row, potentially, depending where these storms track. And let this serve as a reminder for you that we've already had flash flooding. Look at this. This is northern Mississippi, where multiple emergency rescues took place this morning. This was in Calhoun County, where the sheriff's office used a Humvee to get through the high water to rescue 3 adults and a baby that were trapped by the rising water. More than 20 others had to evacuate their homes. So you don't want to be one of those people that gets stuck. If you live in a flood-prone area, you really need to stay alert the next couple of days. Now let's talk about the setup for the severe weather that's coming up here yet tonight and into the overnight hours. We've got a potent area of low pressure and so much warmth and humidity here across the south and east. Had a lot of record highs already broken today. A lot of them have been in the 70s, even into the 80s across some parts of Texas. Our dew points in the 60s and even in the 70s. This is more of a typical air mass that we would expect in the springtime months as opposed to the end of December. Now, on top of all these ingredients, we also have favorable winds that are going to be aiding the organization of thunderstorms and clusters and bowing segments of thunderstorms, but also our winds that are going to be turning with height aloft, providing wind shear, allowing supercells to develop that may rotate with time. So we'll time this out for you here, hour by hour, showing you the big picture, how storms developing over towards parts of Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, and then propagating and working their way off towards the east. New storms could be pushing on through, and look at how this continues along the I-20 corridor, for example, through 9, 10 o'clock for tonight. Birmingham likely to see scattered showers and thunderstorms in rounds continuing through the early overnight. In Atlanta, I think your window of opportunity really gets going around 10, 11 o'clock, and that will continue through the early overnight as these storms then work their way into parts of the Carolinas, and still spotty showers and thunderstorms here early tomorrow. So that's that morning rush that Chris was talking about that will likely be a problem. So it's a broad area where severe storms will be possible. That's going to stretch from eastern Texas all the way up towards Raleigh, but we think the sweet spot is actually really where we have most of the watches posted right now, and that's northern parts of Alabama, northwestern Georgia, southern parts of Tennessee, and northern parts of Mississippi. It's that dark red area where we think tornadoes are going to be more likely. The farther south you go, less supportive for tornadoes. Still a possibility, but more likely to see some damaging winds out of all this. Now, as severe weather threatens cities along the southeast for tonight, it's really important to remember that tornadoes that strike at night are more than twice as likely to kill. Meteorologist Mike Bettis explains the danger.
Tornadoes are terrifying, even in broad daylight, but they can also strike in the middle of the night, when you're most vulnerable, unaware of the danger tracking towards your home. Here are 3 things to know about nighttime tornadoes. Number 1, nighttime tornadoes are twice as deadly. Only about 27% of tornadoes occur at night, but make up an incredible 39% of total deaths. This, according to a 2008 study from Northern Illinois University. 42% of killer tornadoes are nocturnal, with the highest fatality rates in spring and winter transition seasons. Number 2, night tornadoes are more difficult to confirm. It may seem obvious, but getting a visual confirmation on a tornado at night poses a challenge for meteorologists. Unless a tornado is accompanied by frequent lightning, it may not be spotted by someone on the ground. We have to rely largely on radar to assist in these circumstances. Number 3, nighttime tornadoes are more common in the south. It's important to point out that a nighttime tornado can happen anywhere, but the most common occurrences are in southern states. The top 3, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Remaining vigilant overnight is the best way to stay safe. You can't rely on a tornado siren to jar you from your sleep. Tools like NOAA weather radios, wireless emergency alerts, or push notifications from weather apps can keep you safe. Always have a plan and be ready when severe weather threatens your area.
And severe weather will be threatening your area again tomorrow across parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Torcon of 2. It's not as high as it is today, but there is still the threat of tornadoes tomorrow and potentially damaging winds. Also, some very heavy rain. This is the forecast tomorrow morning. Now it's into the afternoon. Here's 2, here's 3, and you can see that some of that heavy rain could be in the form of some strong storms, as indicated by that almost burgundy, a very dark purple color there, and shows some of the more intense storms across parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. Here's now the setup for Friday. And this is showing more moisture moving up to the north. It's already in place here, and it's just continuing to be pumped up. We can see storms firing along the warm front out within the warm sector of this next developing system. This is, again, on Friday. And you can see some of these low-level winds bringing up more of that moisture and get some of the turning as well, which means if you get some of the wind shear in here, we could be looking at some more severe weather. And that does appear to be the situation. They're going to see the low-level winds actually increasing during the overnight hours Friday night, so New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. Another severe weather situation going on here, and then this continues right into the weekend. Here are those winds, again, going in different directions, so all types of severe weather will be possible. Here's Friday at 10 o'clock, and we can see that showers and storms continue to go across the south, now up into the Ohio Valley as well, the mid-Mississippi River Valley, parts of the plains, while at the same time, there's snow happening, which we'll get to a little bit later. There's snow threat with the next system as well. Here's again Friday evening during the overnight hours, and at this point, this is still subject to change, still few days away. Today's Wednesday. Severe weather threat at this point appears to be from the Red River Valley here all the way over to parts of the Carolinas and parts of the Ohio Valley as well. Again, that is going from Friday evening into the overnight hours. There's also, again, the threat for severe weather. It looks like a pretty big threat this weekend as well. So for that, let's head over to meteorologist Jackie Jarrett, who's taking a closer look at that.
Yeah, that's New Year's Eve into New Year's Day when people are out there partying. So you don't want to be in a situation where you get yourself in trouble because you're not alert, you're not awake, you're not paying attention to what's going on, or maybe you're a little bit impaired. So this is maybe not the New Year's to go ahead and do that for you. There you can see the risk area on your Saturday for New Year's Day, where severe thunderstorms are in the forecast for a broad area from Arkansas into parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, parts of Carolinas once again. So these are some of the same areas that are getting hit right now. It's kind of a similar looking map, isn't it? So we are talking about Saturday, though, as we fast forward into what we can expect as we head into the weekend. And our warm sector, where we have all of the heat and where we have all of that moisture, is becoming even broader as we head into your Saturday. So plenty of energy is going to be available for thunderstorms to develop and to continue to grow. Dew points are going to continue to stay high in the 60s, even 70s in some situations, and that makes the air more buoyant as well, so we get more lift, which aids in thunderstorm development as well. And look at our strong low-level winds. We're going to have a strong low-level jet that's going to develop. In addition to that, our winds are going to be turning with height, but Saturday is a little bit of a different animal compared to what we're planning and expecting for tonight and the next couple of days, is that we've got a much stronger kink into our jet stream, and our upper level wind support is even stronger. So this is a very potent, powerful jet, and you can really just see that dip here in the jet stream. So that looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a significant severe weather day, perhaps the granddaddy of the 4-day streak that we're talking about here. So timing it out for you, storms are going to be ongoing early into the morning hours and continuing as they track from west towards the east into the afternoon. So this is midday, the lunch hour or so on Saturday. Places like the Boot Heel in Missouri, up towards Louisville, Nashville, down towards Huntsville, again, Birmingham, Jackson, New Orleans, all in that zone for showers and thunderstorms. Pushing eastward with time into the evening hours, Atlanta on up towards Greenville, Richmond and Raleigh overnight Saturday and into your Sunday morning. And I think by Sunday, a lot of the biggest part of that energy starts to push offshore. So we're going to be in better shape for the severe weather risk, but still watching the Eastern Carolinas, I think, into Sunday at least before we clear all of this out of here and really begin to cool down, by the way. A big heads up that we've got a big dramatic drop in our temperature once this all moves on through. But with rounds of rain Friday through Sunday, some severe with the heavy downpours and those heavy rainfall rates, means flash flooding is going to be a good possibility. 1 to 2 inches, even some 3-inch numbers. We'll have to watch the Ohio Valley. We'll have to watch the Tennessee Valley for these risks. So that's going to be something else that you really need to keep your eye out for. Atlanta, you hit the record high today into the lower 70s. We're going to be staying in the 70s for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Finally, kind of quieting things down, but there you can see those temperatures beginning to take a tumble on Sunday. But I think Monday is going to be the day when people feel that a little bit more, Chris.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very noticeable for a lot of people. Unfortunately, right now, you're going to really notice some of the storms that will be heading your way. We're looking on the radar right now at thunderstorms that eventually will be working from Arkansas to Atlanta and areas in between, including right here in Mississippi, where Storm Tracker Charles Peak currently is traveling at the moment. We can see some heavy rain right along the Arkansas and Louisiana border, all the way up now to just outside of Nashville. And within this line, this area is where there is a tornado watch. Conditions remain favorable for the development of tornadoes here and over here until 10 o'clock. This includes south central Tennessee into northern Alabama and parts of Georgia as well. But again, right now there is a severe thunderstorm warning. This is just north of Greenville, Mississippi, and a closer look shows you that this storm right now, as it comes into frame here, it's still holding together. I was hoping that it would start to break apart a little bit, as it appears to kind of be getting a little bit of a split look to it, but it is still holding together pretty good. Still a decent amount of lightning, 60-mile-an-hour winds possible with that. Also, we see that there is a big line of storms continuing, and this is still, at any point, there could be a warning on any of these storms or perhaps something out ahead of them as well. Don't forget, as Jackie just mentioned, there is that threat for flash flooding as well, including here in Haywood County. So heads up, it's going to be a big afternoon and a long night of severe weather.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to be verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Let's break down Subway's new Baja Chicken and Bacon. Look at that coverage by that pepper jack cheese of that new rotisserie-style chicken. Then, boom, here comes your new Baja Chipotle sauce up the gut. And great. Now I can't even see what I'm calling. Save big. Order through the app.
Alana is very, very, very energetic. I, of course, any mom would call her an angel. Alana was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it's cancer. There's nothing that I can do to make any of this better. I have to turn over all of my control to the doctors at St. Jude and pray that
this is your living room /
For just $19 a month, you'll help us continue the life-saving research and treatment these kids need. Join with your debit or credit card right now, and we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt.
When we got over here is when I realized that, no, you're not going to get a bill for anything. They're saying we're going to help save her. We're not going to charge you anything. This is what we do.
Because people like you donate $19 a month, families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Because all the family should worry about is helping their child live.
Alana has been out of treatment since December. We had her final CAT scan that revealed that there was no signs of cancer, which is awesome. My baby is going to be able to live.
St. Jude won't stop until no child dies from cancer. Go online or call now.
Finding stuff is hard, but finding your show, easy.
Virgin River.
Search for shows with just your voice across live TV and all streaming apps.
Babe, you see my glasses? They're here somewhere.
Voice search across live TV and streaming apps with Dish.
Men, take note. A lot of the things that make sex great
have nothing to do with sex.
I love his lunchtime text asking how my day is. It's hot when he empties the dishwasher, when he makes dinner and cleans up, when he just listens.
And when it does come time
To have a good time?
There is nothing sexier than when he's ready to go.
Visit RexMD.com for ED meds prescribed and shipped discreetly to you. RexMD, the best way to treat ED.
Kids can change minds. They can even change the world around us. Packed with protein plus 21 vitamins and minerals, we nourish them with Carnation Breakfast Essentials. Because today could change everything.
The stress level is huge.
The tension has to go somewhere.
Every second that we're out here, we're at risk.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Well, watching this cell here in just outside of Columbus, Georgia, for the potential of severe weather as well. So the tornado threat is also with us here across a lot of the south, parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee. These areas here do have a tornado watch. Conditions remain favorable for the development of tornadoes. Similar story here. This now till 10 o'clock. This is the latest watch issued from the Storm Prediction Center. This includes also parts of Georgia and parts of south central Tennessee. This is the severe thunderstorm warning. Remember, warning means that type of weather is about to happen. So large hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, a possibility here with this severe thunderstorm warning. Also, in Memphis, we're seeing a little bit of a break, but there's still some heavy rain with some thunderstorms. It's where Oxford, Mississippi, all the way up to outside of Tennessee, where we're seeing some of the stronger storms at the moment associated with this line. But again, any storm out ahead, not that one, but this one right here going over Interstate 55, and these two over here, worth watching as we're still expecting things at some point, Jackie, I think, really going to get an uptick.
All right, we want to take you out west now because this is where our storms are coming from, right? They all start out in the west, they work their way across the country and into the nation's midsection. It is snowing still in the Sierra Nevada. Check it out. The massive amounts of snow have been burying towns like Truckee that you can see here. It almost looks like, you know, a movie where they got snowed in and got stuck for days. That actually literally happened to some people. Interstate 80 was shut down for 3 days. It's back open, but still big time restrictions, including chain rules, and they're asking everybody to stay home unless you're absolutely essential because road conditions are still not good, right? As that snow continues to come down and we're waiting for the next big push to come on in. Want to take you live right now to Reno, Nevada, where it is snowing there as well, though not at quite the same hefty rate. Your temperature has actually gone up a couple of degrees, but if you look closely, it is still snow that's actually coming down. Remember, it doesn't have to be 32 degrees or colder to get snow. It just has to be cold aloft and then not warm enough at the surface that it would actually melt before it ever hit the ground. So this is our next winter storm that we're going to be dealing with here, and it's working its way across the west, and it's kind of complicated, but we'll break it down for you and talk about the impacts as this works its way across the country. So we have low pressure off the coast right now. In addition, another low up towards the north, and these two things are going to work together to bring in more moisture across the region. A little concerned about the risk for flash flooding in Southern California, maybe around just south of LA down towards San Diego, where a bit of an atmospheric river is setting up with all of this. This moisture is going to linger through the weekend as those lows kind of pivot around the southwest and then begin to work their way here into parts of the Rockies, and that's where you could really get slammed with some big snowfall totals as this all kind of merges into one big system and becomes a stronger storm altogether. So as we head into the weekend, then that low pulls lee of the Rockies, kind of dips down towards the panhandles of Oklahoma and into Texas. Out ahead of it, we're still going to have a big warm sector, but back behind it, that cold air is getting pulled much farther to the south, and we could see some really big snows across parts of the plains potentially. The model's still showing some discrepancies between where exactly the heaviest of snow is going to be. I do think that there's going to be some overrunning where some icy conditions could create some freezing rain across parts of Missouri and probably into central parts of Illinois, but at least the potential is there for places like Kansas City on up towards Chicago for some very decent measurable snow. We'll call it a handful of inches plus, Chris. This is something we got to watch through the rest of the week. Plus the severe with it.
A handful of inches, something you got to shovel. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So I want to show you a couple of computer models. And Jackie mentioned it. Yeah, it's going to be coming with a severe weather threat. So we're going to pick it up here. Show you a couple of models here. Here's 2 o'clock Friday. Here's this developing low. Where you see green, think thunderstorms. And, of course, blue is the snow. This is one potential, the way things may be working out. And it includes the chance for parts of the Northeast to see some snow. Here's the GFS model. Also showing somewhat of a similar situation. Again, going into Saturday, the threat for some severe weather, while at the same time there is snow and possibly even some wind associated with it as well. So still a lot to track, including that severe weather threat today.
Go long! Oh, God, they'll never let us back in here. I'm James Corden, and I'm here to tell people that WW is getting even more personal. The new WW Personal Points Program is particular to you. You can eat pizza. You can even eat this if you want to. And these in the same... I mean, not at the same time. I wouldn't do them at the same time. No two plans are the same.
When can I start?
You're just going to download the app.
Download the WW app today for a 14-day free trial.
With thyroid eye disease, I was always wearing sunglasses to hide my bulging eyes. I wore them just about everywhere. But then, my doctor recommended Tepezza, a prescription medicine for thyroid eye disease, and I didn't have to hide so much.
In a clinical study, more than 8 out of 10 patients taking Tepezza had less eye bulging, and nearly 7 out of 10 saw improvements in double vision. Tepezza is an infused medicine. Patients taking Tepezza may experience infusion reactions. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as high blood pressure, fast heartbeat, shortness of breath, or muscle pain. Before receiving Tepezza, tell your doctor if you have diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, or are pregnant or planning to become pregnant. Tepezza may raise your blood sugar even if you do not have diabetes and may worsen IBD such as Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis.
I look more like my old self again. Now I wear sunglasses because I want to.
Ask your doctor if Tepezza is right for you and visit mytepezza.com to see Jeannie's before and after photos.
The great outdoors, where it all began. The Winter Classic on TNT.
It doesn't get any better than this.
It brings back to when you were a kid, just out there messing around. Outdoor games are just something special. We all grew up playing outside.
Take this. Outside, outside. Looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide.
The game we've been waiting for.
The Discover NHL Winter Classic. Coverage begins New Year's Day at 6 on TNT.
My teeth were a mess. I had a lot of pain as far as my physical health. My body was telling me, you gotta do something. And so I came to Clear Choice.
Your mouth is the gateway to your body. Joe's treatment plan was replacing the teeth with dental implants from Clear Choice.
Clear Choice has changed my life for the better. It's given me my health back. There's an amazing life out there if you do something for your health now.
Papa John's just took their fresh, never frozen dough and hand stretched it New York style. So you can fold it or not. I ain't gonna lie though, I fold it. Get a New York style pizza from Papa John's.
A ride to treatment. A free place to stay. A helpline when you need it. These seem like little things. But to a person with cancer, they're everything. 1 in 3 of us will be diagnosed with cancer. Donate to the American Cancer Society and help patients in need get the care they need. Donate today.
Hitting the road? Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more interstate highway miles with 5G than Verizon.
You're simply the best.
T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, most reliable 5G network.
We're pushing everything to the max. We're going to need every pound of power we have. The stress level is huge.
The tension has to go somewhere.
Every second that we're out here, we're at risk. It's a recipe for disaster.
I do have a look here at some of the heavy rain this Grenada County here in Mississippi. This is near Interstate 55. I believe it's now, he's east. Charles Peak is east of Grenada, and he is north of a new storm that has a new severe thunderstorm warning associated with it. There is a pretty hefty storm right now that even has the potential of producing a tornado, according to the National Weather Service here. Again, we are tracking that severe weather threat here on Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren on the radar tonight, along with meteorologist Jackie Jarris, walking you through what to expect in the next few minutes, the next several hours, and even days in terms of severe weather. That's right, in days. This is in the north central part of Mississippi with the tag here, possible tornado associated with this. Again, this is that storm right here. In fact, a pretty healthy looking storm coming behind it as well. So this could be a 1-2 punch. Again, severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect right here in this part of Mississippi. So just north of central Mississippi with a big line of storms right here. And this, again, tornado possible with this. It's not a tornado warning, but seeing enough on the radar that it's possible there could be a tornado developing out of that storm. Hours here, and then just to the east until 10 o'clock this evening, the threat for tornadoes continues. It's possible this will expand as well. We'll let you know if we get word from the Storm Prediction Center if they do expand the watch. But again, this is that severe thunderstorm warning right now here in Mississippi. Winona, Eupora as well right here. Tornado possible. It's a radar indicated severe thunderstorm warning. It's in effect until 5:15. It includes includes Duck Hill, Eupora, and Winona as well. Again, this is for Grenada, Montgomery, and Webster counties until 5:15. Again, you look a little bit closer, not highly populated. That always is something that you look for, but still likely to be, some people in here, and it is heading towards some cities we can see here, and a lot of the highways as well. A big line of storms right now at any point could have some severe weather associated with it, even out ahead of it as well. Keeping an eye on this one near Tupelo, also north of Hamilton. This one's starting to get a little bit of that look right now, where you kind of have a little bit of an appendage off here and a taller storm getting blown off as well. So, Jackie, a lot to watch, and I think we're still early in the evening in terms of the severe weather threat.
Yeah, and we've got days to go with the risk of severe storms across some parts of the South. In fact, another round of potentially dangerous storms is going to be moving across the South this weekend, and much of the deep to mid-South could see severe thunderstorms, the possibility of tornadoes. That risk area you're looking at there is for Saturday. So I know we have a chance tomorrow and New Year's Eve night, but into New Year's Day as well. So we want to fast forward to Saturday because this could be one of the more significant days for severe weather. And the risk area is pretty much the area that we're watching right now. So from Nashville down towards Birmingham, back into Mississippi and Louisiana, you need to be on alert for days on end, including New Year's Day. So the setup for New Year's Day, this storm is the one that's coming in across parts of the West right now. This will work its way across the nation's midsection and then start to lift up towards the Great Lakes by Saturday. So what that's going to do is it's going to create a very large warm sector. I know we already have a pretty decent warm sector, but it's going to get even bigger. So a lot of energy is going to be available for thunderstorms to grow and to develop. Plenty of moisture in place. You feel the humidity. Our dew points in the 60s, even in 70s in some spots, creating more buoyancy into the atmosphere, and a very favorable wind field too, which will help thunderstorms organize, will help thunderstorms hold together, but also turning winds with height, which will support rotating thunderstorms potentially. Look at this huge dig or this big dip in the jet stream. So that is one of the signals that we're looking at that makes Saturday a little bit more of a significant day probably than the next couple. That said, anytime you get any kind of severe weather, if it hits you, that's a huge deal. So expect thunderstorms already on Saturday in the morning. These will start out into the plains and then work their way off towards the east, Nashville, Huntsville, towards Atlanta, even into the evening hours, and then working its way towards the eastern seaboard. By Sunday, a lot of that energy starts to pull offshore. Now, we want you to stay with the Weather Channel all evening and download our app on your TV. Existing cable and satellite subscribers can get the Weather Channel on Roku, Fire Stick, and on your smart TV for 24/7 access to the latest alerts, forecasts, local radar, and live coverage.
What says love better than something you can chew on? Use your MasterCard to make secure purchases from anywhere, so your gift will end up in the right hands or mouth, because being there for each other is priceless.
2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss by age 35. Kinda scary. That's why I use Keeps. Keeps offers clinically proven treatments, and the sooner you start, the more hair you can keep. Get started for $1 a day at Keeps.com.
This holiday season, the frigid temperatures won't show any mercy to the animals who have been left outside in the cold. Animals who've been abandoned and neglected, who are freezing with no shelter, and every moment they spend suffering could be one moment too late. Hi, I'm Bellamy Young, and I can tell you that the animals need your support this season more than ever. Thousands of lives are on the line, so please call this toll-free number or visit joinaspca.org with your $19 monthly gift now. We need 3,000 new donors in the next 30 days so that we can rescue more animals this winter. They're fighting to stay alive, so please Find it in your heart this holiday season to help them. Go online or call now and join the fight to rescue these innocent animals from cruelty. And because the situation is so urgent, if you join in the next 10 minutes, we'll send you this free membership kit, including this Animal Champion t-shirt. This limited edition item won't last long, so act now to get yours today. It's the season of giving, and your monthly donation could be the greatest gift you give. There's an animal who needs you. Please, go online or call now.
Vision insurance doesn't do you any good if you don't use it. Just like this treadmill I bought that I keep saying I'll use, but never do. Yeah. With hundreds of frames to choose from, you can put your vision insurance to good use at America's Best. Book an exam today.
If you have Graves' disease, tears are often a cry for help. The redness may be a warning. And you can't dream if you can't keep your eyes shut. Up to 50% of people with Graves' disease will develop a separate condition called thyroid eye disease. If you have symptoms like watery eyes, redness, pain, or bulging eyes, find a specialist at isitted.com.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein. Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health.
Buckle up and hit the road. Yeehaw! For non-stop highway through hell. Woo! Hell Week returns. The marathon starts Monday night at 8.
Right now, tracking the threat for severe weather across Mississippi and beyond. This is a live look on the road here in Mississippi in Grenada County. This is just north of where there is a severe thunderstorm warning, the storm could have a tornado associated with it. That is the word from the National Weather Service. Again, looking right now at some wet roads. Did see some rain come through a little bit earlier. Still a little bit of rain at the moment where Charles is driving. We'll continue to track Charles's shot as we continue to look on the radar this evening for a storm that's starting to get a little bit more of that appendage right there, a little bit more of that classic supercell thunderstorm look, and if it does have a tornado associated with it, probably somewhere in here. So again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning. Could see 60-mile-an-hour winds and some large hail, but again, National Weather Service saying still a tornado is possible with this, again, just east of Interstate 5 here and just north of central Mississippi, and well within an area that is under a tornado watch. The threat for tornadoes and the conditions are still there until 10 o'clock for these areas right here. The threat for tornadoes continuing possibly even after this. We'll let you know if the Storm Prediction Center decides to add any additional tornado watches. Again, watches mean conditions favorable. Warnings mean it's either happening or it's about to happen. In this case, the severe thunderstorm, either seeing some damaging wind gusts at the moment, damaging winds, or possibly a tornado forming. So big heads up again right now. Here's Winona, just to the northeast of there. This severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:15. A lot of lightning associated with these storms going all the way up to Tennessee. These storms are going to be heading into Alabama and eventually into Georgia as well. Couple here, again, worth watching, Hamilton and north of Hamilton, north of Tupelo. So still things looking very active. And I guess if we try to look at the bright side of things, Jackie, just the one severe thunderstorm warning at the moment.
Yeah, for now, right?
Yeah.
But the chance, at least, is going to be there ongoing for the rest of tonight and into tomorrow morning as well. So let's time it out for you so you know when you can expect the storms in your city. So this is the broad view showing you showers and thunderstorms developing and tracking off towards the east. We're going to see some bowing segments, which could lead to some damaging winds. We're going to see a couple of, individual storms that could become supercells with some rotation on them potentially. And that's going to track to the east through the evening hours. This is going to hold together with new storm development even after dark. So it's particularly dangerous at nighttime, especially when you're going to bed. Kids might have a hard time sleeping through the night, hearing all the racket with the thunder and the lightning ongoing and seeing a little bit of an electric strobe show, right? Birmingham showers and thunderstorms likely coming through in several rounds. That's going to be the case across the Atlanta metro area late tonight through early tomorrow morning, and then continue to track through about the middle of the morning tomorrow as well. So let's time it out for a place like Tupelo. We've got some spotty thunderstorms across the region right now. This is likely going to continue through about 7, 8 o'clock tonight, and then you'll likely start to clear out with a few lingering showers then, or thunderstorms possible through early tomorrow. But I think the worst will be over by that time for you in Tupelo. And what about a place like Jackson, Mississippi? Jackson, right along the I-20 corridor here. Storms are going to be coming in from the north and west by 7, 8 o'clock tonight. Might get a break in the action, and then perhaps another round coming through here in the overnight up towards Yazoo City through Jackson, and then tracking off towards the east. And then we want to take a look at Birmingham. You know, Birmingham, it's been more than 120 days since they've issued any tornado warnings. Will we break that streak and have to do that later on this evening tonight? It's a possibility as we look at conditions favorable for severe storms to develop. And I don't like what the models are doing over here. For example, giving you the idea that some supercells could be developing along with clusters of thunderstorms. So it's not just a severe weather threat, though, too, Chris. It's also the heavy rainfall that could lead to some flash flooding. So avoid traveling if you can at all tonight. Even shift workers, I worry about a little bit.
Absolutely. And when we look at the ingredients going into this thread, it's, you know, the end of December, and we look at the temperatures. What would you expect would be a pleasant, a warm, nice, you know, day in the South? What, 50s, 60s?
Yeah, 50s is a good day, especially if there's sun this time of the year.
But no, we're about 15 to 25 degrees warmer than what you would expect for even some nice temperatures this time of year in the South. So with readings into the 70s, even the 80s, this is well above average, much more like the kind of weather you'd expect a few months from now, which, of course, a few months from now is springtime, severe weather season, and guess what we're dealing with? Spring-like temperatures and severe weather. This continues, even expands by Friday. So the ingredients, again, for severe weather, the temperatures and the humidity that's available within a warmer atmosphere really is the fuel for these storms. We're forecasting tomorrow in Vero here in Florida, Vero Beach, to beat the record by 2 degrees that was set in 1983. A lot of areas are going to be close. Expected to tie it again here on Friday. What it's going to, you know, really feeling like springtime in a lot of these areas. Here's Memphis, 70s until, look at this, dropping down on Sunday to 35 degrees. So right in here, expecting some pretty messy weather.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order?
Can I get 2 patty melts?
Melt the cheese. Order up.
Sonic patty melt.
With quality that's guaranteed for life, Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath. It fits your high standards. Why have over 2 million people welcomed Bathfitter into their homes? It just fits. Call now or visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
I ended up losing my job because of COVID. My biggest stress, I think, was not knowing how I was going to be able to afford my medication. I went to the pharmacist and I asked her if there was anything that she could help me with. And she's like, I already got it. Don't worry about it. Here's GoodRx. It was a huge chunk of change, like a good 75% that I ended up saving. I was like jumping up and down. Yeah! I just couldn't be more grateful.
At Southern New Hampshire University, we never stop celebrating our students. From day one to graduation to your dream job. That's why we're keeping your tuition low for the 10th year in a row.
The affordability and the quality of education, it can be enough to change your life.
As a nonprofit university, we believe in making college more affordable for everyone.
Southern New Hampshire University, it was just an amazing experience.
Find your degree at snhu.edu.
Phil Swift here. This holiday season, get everyone on your shopping list the Flex Seal family of products. I'm delivering a lot of Flex Seal this holiday, so I turned the boat into a flying sleigh. Yeah! And don't forget about our Flex Paste, perfect for sealing RVs and campers. Even in extreme cold, Flex Paste keeps its hold. Get the Flex Seal family of products at these fine retailers.
As our parents get older, they can stay more active with the right care.
Did you have 4 of those?
Yeah. Find care for your mom and dad at care.com. I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to be verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
After Mom's hospital and rehab stay, we didn't think we'd get another chance to celebrate a holiday with her. But visiting Angels has given us the greatest gift possible. Mom at home, happy, well cared for, and most importantly, safe. Sarah's not just a caregiver, she's part of the family, helping us keep our traditions alive.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in senior home care.
Drivers who fix their own cars just got a smarter tool to work with. The easy-to-use vehicle selector on carparts.com. We put the exact part you need right at your fingertips. No guesswork, no hassle. Just enter the year, make, and model of your car. You'll save up to 50% and find the right part fast. Turning that smartphone into a parts store on demand where every part is guaranteed to fit. Get the right parts right now at carparts.com.
We're pushing everything to the max. We're going to need every pound of power we have. The stress level is huge.
The tension has to go somewhere.
Every second that we're out here, we're at risk. It's a recipe for disaster.
New video into the Weather Channel right now. This, you can hear it. Some of that very heavy rain that is falling here in Memphis. This is a little bit earlier today, and you can see why the threat for flash flooding is with us. If this keeps up for too long, it overwhelms drainage systems in a big way, just pouring out of the gutters here, off the rooftops, over these urbanized areas. Really, you get a lot of water going into drainage systems in a hurry. So flooding, remember, is going to be one of the concerns associated with what we're seeing tonight. This right here, a severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like it's for this one, but initially was issued for this one right here, and it's this one, the one just north of Euport right now that has the tornado possible associated with it. And you see this right here on the other one just north of Winona. That's likely some large hail right now, indicated by the high reflectivity. And this one is also rotating, though. This is the one right in here. When you see it's hard to tell, but that's red on the top right up here in green. When the red and the green are really close to each other, that's winds going really fast right next to each other. Green going toward the radar, the red going away from the radar. So this is where you would likely have that rotation. Do this right in here, going like that. But notice also a similar situation here, a little bit broader. Notice with this one, you don't have it as tight, as close. So this is the one that has the tornado possible associated with it. Again, this is the one severe thunderstorm warning right now. We are expecting more. Watching some of the other storms right now around. It's especially the ones that are out ahead, and sometimes it's the ones just to the south and even over here. And anywhere along the line, we could see some more severe thunderstorm warnings, and even tornado warnings. We're starting to see some areas get out of the danger zone or out of the threat zone as the Storm Prediction Center starts to shave down some of the tornado watches. No longer these areas conditions as favorable for tornadoes as they were before. And you can see it's these areas in red for the threat to this point right here until 7 o'clock. And then over a little bit farther to the east, these areas conditions remain favorable for possible tornadoes until 10 o'clock this evening. And again, here's another look at that severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect. And I'm curious to see if they just go ahead and leave this warning up for this one right here, because that one's the one that has the most frequent lightning associated with it, and could have some very large hail as well as we take a closer look. So we've got two pretty bad storms right now firing up here in Mississippi with a lot of lightning and a lot of heavy rain. Expecting this trend to continue, an increase of more rain, more thunderstorms also in these areas here in Georgia, more thunderstorms flaring up, and it is still early. Expecting a lot of storms to be developing, Jackie, even during the overnight hours. As we track severe weather through the rest of this week into the weekend, we're also going to be talking more and more about a potentially high-impact snow event.
Yes, snow and severe. We're going to have both of those aspects for our next storm for this weekend. So we're fast forwarding a little bit into the weekend, New Year's Eve night, and going forward for our next big storm. This is the one that's out in the west right now that's going to be kind of pivoting and lingering in the area, and then start to eject out of the region, move into the plains, and eventually into the northeast. So let's show you the computer models. This is the Euro model, and it shows the area of low pressure here as it pulls out of the Rockies, which would bring some big upslope snows across parts of the Rockies and could really potentially bring some big numbers. It then brings the low a little farther to the south, up towards the Ohio Valley, eventually into the northeast as more of an inside runner. So we would be dealing with rain along the I-95 and perhaps finishing off with a little bit of snowfall. Now the GFS puts the low near the Rockies, also in a very similar location, but it lingers it longer here across the Four Corners and brings it a little bit farther to the south, and then again tracks into parts of the northeast. So the biggest discrepancy we have in our models is not what's going to be happening in the mountains across the west. We feel pretty solid that we're going to be talking about a foot or two of snow into the higher elevations here, but the question is what happens into the plains and how much snow are we going to get with that. So right now this is a blend of our models where we're likely going to see a big swath of 5 to I would say 10 inches of snowfall potentially, most likely somewhere here into northern Missouri, southern Iowa, perhaps leading over towards Chicago. So take this with a grain of salt, because this forecast will likely wiggle a little bit farther north or south. We're keeping an eye on you in southern Wisconsin, but also in places like Kansas City. Now make sure that you stay with the Weather Channel all evening and download our app on your TV. Existing cable and satellite subscribers can get the Weather Channel on Roku, Fire Stick, and your smart TV.
When the unthinkable happens, good neighbors show up. For 100 years, State Farm has been among the first to arrive, with the latest technology and tools to help you recover faster. State Farm has been there before, and will be there again and again. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Before I was diagnosed, there was nothing really to worry about. And then when I was diagnosed, there was just such a big weight put on my shoulders. Every night I felt like maybe I won't wake up tomorrow. The hardest part of cancer is knowing that you have it.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works day after day to find cures and save the lives of children with cancer and other life-threatening diseases.
You know, there are treatments that were invented within the walls of this hospital that have continued to improve the cure rates for pediatric cancer. And St. Jude's not going to stop until every single kid gets that chance to walk out of the doors of this hospital cancer-free.
If it weren't for St. Jude, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
This place has really shown us the strength of what can happen when so many people work together as one. People want to be a part of the cure.
Thanks to generous donors like you, families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because all they should worry about is helping their child live. For just $19 a month, you'll help us continue the life-saving research and treatment these kids need. Join with your debit or credit card right now, and we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt that you can proudly wear to show your support.
I think it's the most worthwhile place to put your money when it comes to childhood cancer.
Because it takes a heart for somebody to say that I'm willing to give to St. Jude so that they can help save more lives. That's huge.
Our giving to St. Jude is right up there with our mortgage. That's the priority that we put on giving to St. Jude.
Please, call or go online right now. Become a partner in hope. Please, call or go online right now. Become a partner in hope today.
It can be easy to steal your identity. Now, it can be just as easy to help protect yourself. LifeLock helps detect identity threats. If there's a problem, we work to fix it. Go to lifelock.com.
Tyson boneless buffalo bites have that tasty kick of flavor, so they're perfect for any get-together. If there are any left when your guests arrive. Tyson Anytizers Chicken. More kicks of flavor, more smiling snackers, more to love. Tyson.
With WW, I lost 30 pounds, and I feel incredible. I love the new program because the app does all the work for you. It's never too late to start.
Start the new year with 3 months free. Join today at WW.com. Hurry, offer ends January 3rd.
So breaking right now, do have a new tornado warning to tell you about in Mississippi for parts of Clay and Webster counties. This is the one that we were telling you about. Also, I have a wide view here because I also want to highlight there's another severe thunderstorm warning, which does include Tupelo. These are all brand new. And also one just north of the Louisiana border here in Arkansas in the southeast part of the state. This is a radar from one particular location, so it doesn't look like much, but it is, there's a bit going on here. I'll show you that in a second. But first things first, want to show you this one here at the moment. This is the tornado warning that is currently in effect. And here it is. Let's go ahead and zoom in. And right here, getting word that there is a rotating wall cloud. So what that means is you've got the base of a thunderstorm. Sometimes you can see rotation in the storm itself, right? And it's these supercell thunderstorms that rotate and more likely to produce tornadoes. And oftentimes what will happen is you'll get from the base a lowering. So you'll have like, it's almost like a box, and that is rotating. That's the wall cloud. So if you're getting word that that is what's happening, then oftentimes a tornado is imminent, is about to happen. So again, a tornado warning, radar indicated, seeing enough on the velocity, enough rotation with this. And we're seeing here, remember a few moments ago, we were looking at the red and the green very close to each other. And when that happens, when you have the winds going toward the radar and away from the radar, because it doesn't show side to side in relationship to the radar, just toward the radar or away from the radar, what the raindrops are doing, the movement of the winds. So then we kind of connect the dots. You've got rotation, right? So you've got that counterclockwise swirl indicative of a rotating storm likely producing a tornado. Again, Clay and Webster counties right here in Mississippi. Also, this is a little bit broader location, but just behind it, another storm that is rotating here at the moment. So again, this is the brand new tornado warning that we're looking at. It is associated with the storm that we've been watching and continuing to see with the severe thunderstorm warning, but just a few moments ago did get the tornado warning from the National Weather Service office. Now, as we take a broader look here, and now here's even another severe thunderstorm warning while we were talking about the tornado warning. So now, just like that, we went from one severe thunderstorm warning to a tornado warning within that, and then another severe thunderstorm warning, another, and now another. Things really starting to heat up right now and get active. Well within the area where tornadoes, the conditions are favorable for tornadoes either till 7 o'clock over here or until 10 o'clock over here. So we get a little bit closer here. Here's Greenville, Mississippi. Here's Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and here is the southeast part of the state. And we can see quite a bit of lightning associated with this. Again, severe thunderstorm warning, damaging winds. We can see some large hail out of these storms as well. And here's that closer look at this one. This one is likely producing some large hail, just looking at the reflectivity on that. And then another look at the severe thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning with these two storms right here. This is just east of Duck Hill. Again, the rotation here and here. This is the one that likely has the tornado associated with it. Another severe thunderstorm warning. This one for Chickasha and Lee and Pontotoc as well. And then we're going to go up a little bit farther. Okay, this just happened, so I have to bring the radar back down to show you this one. So we get it close enough to activate it. Prentice and Tishomingo as well. This one also has a tornado possible with it. So a tornado, it's tagged as a possible tornado. So again, seeing several warnings right now. Also watching this area here. And as we look at the big picture, we're seeing a lot of rain associated with these storms as well. Okay, so we have a lot going on here. Also here in north central Alabama and Birmingham is where we find the Weather Channel's Mike Seidel, who's watching the progress of the storms there from Birmingham. Mike, what are your thoughts this evening?
Well, right now we're in the mode of, as you said, watching. We've got several hours before we have any significant weather getting to the Birmingham area. We're in north central Alabama, as you mentioned. We're in the Mountain Brook area, southeast of downtown, and pretty decent sunset this evening. What I have to mention again is the fact that it's just incredibly warm. 77 today in Birmingham, just 3 degrees off the all-time December high, and the dew point is in the mid-60s. I mean, that's just almost unheard of this time of the year. And the fact of the matter is, I can't believe I've worn a polo shirt 4 of the past 5 trips on the Weather Channel in December. That's how extreme the weather has been. Now it is going to get colder in the southeast once the front gets through Sunday night. Monday it will be much, much colder. Now in the meantime, we have a couple of tornado watches. The one of concern is the second one that the Storm Prediction Center issued about an hour or so ago. This is the one that's up until 10 o'clock tonight central. Includes northern Alabama, just north of Birmingham. That's the Huntsville area. And also a small portion of southern Tennessee, south central Tennessee, and a small area in northwest Georgia. That would be till 11 o'clock Eastern. So there is the threat of a few tornadoes and straight line wind damage. So far, no warnings have been issued in this particular watch box, but that will change. As you can see on the radar, the storms are coming in. The line is moving east, but the individual cells are moving northeast, generally about 30 to 40 miles an hour. So that's why it's going to be a while before we have any dangerous weather right here in the city of Birmingham. But we're going to be live right on through this evening, Chris. And by the time we get past about 8 or 9 central here in Birmingham, we're going to have lightning in the sky, and we'll keep you updated. We also have a safe place back at the hotel if necessary. Chris?
All right, meteorologist Mike Seidel, we appreciate it. And breaking right now, do have a tornado warning and several severe thunderstorm warnings to tell you about here. This in the southeast part of Arkansas, the severe thunderstorm warning. Also right here, a tornado warning. Severe thunderstorm warning, which includes Tupelo, and in the northeast part of Mississippi, another severe thunderstorm warning, which does have a tornado possibly associated with that one. That's the tag from the National Weather Service there. Again, this one for Ashley County, radar indicated severe thunderstorm warning. This is in effect here until 6 o'clock. And over here, this is the one that has really 2 cells within it. but it's this one right here that is the severe thunderstorm warning that now is a tornado warning. So we went from a warning for the severe variety to a tornado warning for Manatee here, the city of Manatee, a possible tornado. And look, it's even tighter rotation right now. This did have a report of a rotating wall cloud associated with it. I would be surprised if there was not a tornado right now. So take cover if you are in this area right here in Mississippi. And then to the north, a strong line of storms heading into Tupelo. This severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:45. And then up here in the northeast part of Mississippi until 5:30. That one has a tornado possibly associated with it as well. Again, a big area here of severe weather that will be continuing to move through. And notice as the evening turns into the overnight hours, we could have a stretch of storm after storm somewhere from Birmingham and Atlanta southward. So that, of course, is of concern. Torcons tonight, 5, 4, and 3s throughout a lot of the south here. So that means conditions still favorable for the development of tornadoes. A quick look at the timing. Here's Huntsville. Here's Chattanooga. It gives you a rough idea of how and when this is going to play out. Essentially a line of storms coming through by about 9 or 10 o'clock. Should be through, and then a few lingering showers. Here's the forecast for tonight. Atlanta. And this also an overnight affair. Here's now 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and unfortunately, especially south of town, this really looks like it's going to even bubble up again if this ends up being correct. This is one computer model, but generally they do a pretty good job of giving us kind of the flavor of the atmosphere, how things may be working out.
And a lot of heavy rain with all these storms as well, with repeated rounds of thunderstorms. So flash flooding is one of the things we're going to be concerned about as well. In fact, we've already had issues in northern Mississippi with emergency rescues that took place earlier today. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office used a Humvee to get through the high water to rescue 3 adults and a baby that were trapped by the rising water. Everybody was okay. More than 20 other people had to evacuate their homes. So this is a significant setup, and we're going to be seeing severe weather chances over the next couple of days. You know, you walk outside and you know something isn't right when you feel the heat and you feel the humidity and you feel some of that stillness in the atmosphere. We've had peaks of sunshine out across the southeast today, and that adds more fuel and more energy to get those thunderstorms going. We've got tons of moisture in place. You know, I really contemplated putting the air conditioner on today just to kind of sweep out some of the humidity into the house. It's incredible to see these dew points, as Mike Seidel was talking about, well into the 60s, a few spots approaching 70 degrees or so. Our wind field also favorable, and winds turning with height to help support severe storms and supercells as this kind of storms that would then turn as they get developing and rotating. Now, here's a look at our future radar hour by hour for the rest of tonight into tomorrow morning. And the storms are going to continue well after dark, so you need to have a way to be alerted after you go to bed tonight as well. So notice some clustering of thunderstorms, but also some individual thunderstorms that could rotate. These are going to bring heavy downpours. These could bring the damaging winds, and we've already had some pretty good hail makers yet this afternoon too, and that's going to be a possibility going into early tomorrow morning. So this just keeps on trucking, and the atmosphere just is ripe for these types of storms to develop. Now, where the tornadoes are going to be most likely, that's going to be in the darker red area, and we expect that in northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, southern parts of Tennessee, and northwest Georgia, pretty much where we have the watches that are in place right now. But the possibility is there, stretching all the way from the Gulf Coast down towards, say, New Orleans and Pensacola, all the way up towards Raleigh. So this is a broad area that we're going to be dealing with. Our torcons that we have here at the Weather Channel, on the scale from 1 to 10, 10 is the highest. But if there's a risk of 5, that's really significant. So we have that for you in Huntsville, in Tupelo, and just south of Nashville. So that's a large area and populated areas that could be impacted. Timing this out for you hour by hour for Birmingham. It's been several months since there have been any tornado warnings issued here in the northern parts of your region. And so that could potentially happen a little bit later on. Right now, the watches are just to the north of you, Birmingham. But the severe weather risk is going to be ongoing. There you can see our future radar indicating some strong, possibly severe storms, 10, 11 o'clock yet for tonight. And then another wave that's going to come through overnight while most of us are sleeping around 2, 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. So the morning commute may be affected, especially on the south side of Birmingham and heading farther south over towards the Montgomery area. So a lot of areas that we're going to have to watch. Chris, I know that you're still watching things on the radar, and how are we doing with some of those warnings? Any more ground truth?
I haven't heard any more ground truth just yet, but what is breaking right now is we've got two separate tornado warnings at the moment, and what we see right here are the two warnings. It looks like they're the same one because initially what happened was there was a severe thunderstorm warning right here. It was for the first storm that we were watching, and I'm going to pause this right here. So initially we had the severe thunderstorm warning, and then for this storm, and then it was given a tornado warning, and then another storm entered into the picture, and there's another tornado warning. So the first one, or actually, which is the second storm, is this one right here for Clay and Webster counties. So this is now the second tornado warning. So the second storm now moving over this area and heading toward Manatee, and here it is. So really, Manatee is in line for two of them. And the next one, which is actually the first storm, is this one right here. You follow me? So we've got 1 and 2 right here. And both of them are getting close to Manatee, heading in this direction. Okay, so there are two tornado warnings right now, two storms very close to each other at the moment. And there's also a severe thunderstorm warning to the north. So what we're looking at, this is the velocity. Usually when you look at the radar, we're seeing the reflectivity. So the radar sends out a signal, detects a raindrop, that signal goes back to the radar, and you get an idea of how big the raindrops are. And the pattern of the return, the reflectivity, gives us clues as to what's going on in the environment. Well, the velocity, the storm relative velocity, which when you take out the motion of the storm, we look at the movement of the raindrops, which are either going toward the radar in green or in red away from the radar. So toward or away, and when that happens, really close to each other, when winds are going really fast in this kind of environment, what do we know? We've got a rotating storm here and here. So two tornado warnings currently in effect. This one is in effect for the second storm until 6 o'clock. Again, two tornado warnings right now, really two severe thunderstorm warnings, this one and this one. And this is well within an area where conditions are favorable for the development of tornadoes until either 7 o'clock or until 10 o'clock. And again, moving into Tupelo right now, a very strong part of this line of storms, a lot of lightning. But over here, across it right here is where there is a severe thunderstorm warning, especially on the south side of town, some of the most intense part of this. Another look at this one. This one's in effect until 5:45. So again, this one is in effect till 6, this one until 5:45. Again, two tornado warnings right now. Here is the rotation right here and right here for both of these storms very close to each other. Take cover right now if you're in this area. Also here, damaging winds possible for these areas right here. And to the north, there was a warning right here, a severe thunderstorm warning, no longer the case. But again, tracking two tornado warnings here on the Weather Channel. Stay with us. This is Storm Center.
Don't you worry now. There's no need to hurry now. It's been a long, long day, and you can shine now.
Cover it up. That's what I did when I started losing my hair. But then I realized I could actually do something. Now I use Keeps, the easiest way to keep my hair. And it only costs $1 a day, which means no more covering up. Get started at Keeps.com.
With thyroid eye disease, I was always wearing sunglasses to hide my bulging eyes. I wore them just about everywhere. But then, my doctor recommended Tepezza, a prescription medicine for thyroid eye disease, and I didn't have to hide so much.
In a clinical study, more than 8 out of 10 patients taking Tepezza had less eye bulging. and nearly 7 out of 10 saw improvements in double vision. Tepezza is an infused medicine. Patients taking Tepezza may experience infusion reactions. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as high blood pressure, fast heartbeat, shortness of breath, or muscle pain. Before receiving Tepezza, tell your doctor if you have diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, or are pregnant or planning to become pregnant. Tepezza may raise your blood sugar even if you do not have diabetes and may worsen IBD such as Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis.
I look more like my old self again. Now I wear sunglasses because I want to.
Ask your doctor if Tepezza is right for you and visit mytepezza.com to see Jeannie's before and after photos.
A ride to treatment. A free place to stay. A helpline when you need it. These seem like little things. But to a person with cancer, they're everything. 1 in 3 of us will be diagnosed with cancer. Donate to the American Cancer Society and help patients in need get the care they need. Donate today.
Should Viagra really cost $90? We don't think so. RexMD.com has FDA-approved generic Viagra starting at just $2 per tablet. Want to know what other guys are saying about RexMD.com?
This was my first time using telemedicine, and I'd recommend this process to anyone. I couldn't be happier with the product.
Just fill out a brief survey, and if appropriate, you can try a sample pack of generic Viagra, which are currently available to new customers. Your consultation is free. There's no copay, no doctor office visits, and your shipping is always free. Visit RexMD.com.
To continue with my business and at the same time to be able to improve myself. I was like, okay, I'm on board.
On Coursera, you can earn a career-advancing bachelor's degree online from a world-class university. Courses, certificates, degrees. Join for free at Coursera.org.
Not all 5G networks are created equal. It's clear to see. T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. You're simply the best! T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, most reliable 5G network. Buckle up and hit the road. Yeah! For non-stop highway through hell. Woo! Hell Week returns. The marathon starts Monday night at 8.
Selling a home is expensive and stressful, so we set out to create a better home selling experience with a network of the most successful real estate agents in America that'll sell your home for as little as a 2% commission.
The icing on the cake with the Ideal Agent was that we saved $12,000 in commission.
We would definitely use Ideal Agent again. The whole process was so positive for us.
Excellent service.
Getting right to the point, hiring Ideal Agent, I wish we would have done that sooner, and we would have saved 6 months of time and mortgage payments that would have probably never happened if we would have just gone with them first.
They were so stress-free. The whole process was amazing, and I would definitely recommend them.
We certainly recommend Ideal Agent now to all of our family, all of our friends. It's just a great experience.
We are not a discount brokerage. These are top local agents that'll get you the best results.
Currently, the temperature is 68 degrees with a thunderstorm.
Every second that we're out here, we're at risk. It's a recipe for disaster.
A tornado warning right now breaking here on Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren. On the radar this evening, meteorologist Jackie Jarris is also keeping tabs on what's happening right now and in the days to come as the severe weather threat has been increasing throughout this evening and now as we see into the nighttime hours. Charles Peak out here in Mississippi, lightning in the distance, likely associated with some of what we're seeing right now. And what we are seeing right now, two